we're moving from the quality control concept, which is more a checklist of things that need to be, in place, and a little bit more, should we say, reactive, to, in an audit context, putting more emphasis on the planning, starting to think about actually how this could go wrong, both from a very general perspective in terms of what the areas that the standards are laying out very clearly, but also from a firm perspective, some of the differences that are unique to me, maybe the type of clients that I typically work with, or the way that I've structured my firm compared to others, and starting to think about, right, rather than focusing on the checklist, we need to start with the kind of main objectives and work from there to be able to plan out how we design an overall system that permutates across the business, actually kind of touches on things like culture, for example, which would never kind of sit on a checklist, and gives us something that's far more holistic, but also far more proactive, if you like, rather than reactive.
Yes, because of course the risks that impact a firm change over time. So during the pandemic, we've had a whole load of new risks, from remote working, from not having access to this, that, or the other, from being isolated. And if we'd already had the implementation of these new quality management standards there, one of the first things that would have happened, and probably happened anyway, we hope, because it was such a big change, firms would have noticed, they'd have had to think about, hang on, my risks have changed a bit now, so I need to have things to counter the risk of new staff starting and having never been in the office, not having that culture imbued from colleagues working alongside them. So how do I get culture across when I've got a remote environment? And you identify it as a risk and you plan to deal with that risk. So yes, it's a very much more proactive approach in order to achieve that end product, which is which should be much, much better, because it's a quality system designed for what's going on in your firm, not just, everything under the sun. So you're going to get quite different results. If you're auditing public interest entities, you've got different risks to if you're just auditing small high street businesses. So what you can do is design your system in order to make it work for the risks that you're experiencing, which is way better, but is a big shift in thinking, I think.